start the day yet. I just wanna stay, even if we run late. This morning let's take our time. Everybody needs a break.
What's up, everybody? Letitia here, and I am back again with another video. And on today's video, I'm going to be answering some questions that my subscribers had in regards to their natural hair. But before we get started, make sure you do me a favor and you hit that subscribe button, tap that notification bell next to it, comment, share, and thumbs up this video. All right, so let's go ahead and get into it. All right, so a couple of weeks ago, I posed a question on my community tab to my subscribers asking if they had any questions or concerns about their natural hair texture. And I said I would make a video with the answers to their questions. So I decided that since I'm at school with my students, I'll have my students answer the questions for you. Of course, I'll give my opinion or further explanation on the answers that they give if need be. But that's how we're going to do this video today. So sit back and enjoy. So the first question comes from Psychology Eats. And let me put my eyes on y'all because I know I can't see. All right. And she says, why do I have a nice curl pattern when my hair is wet? But when it's dry, ... So she actually had two questions. The other question was, how often should I go to the salon for a trim and shampoo? Because she also was saying that she shampoo her hair or maintain it at home. So she wanted to know how often she should go to the salon to have it trimmed and shampooed. So I want one of the students to answer her first question, which is, why do she have a nice curl pattern when it's wet, but when it's dry, it's not as nice? Who can answer that?
So I would answer it.
Mm-hmm.
So the reason why her hair is dry,
Why it's nice when it's wet?
because you're activating your hydrogen bonds inside your hair.
Mm-hmm.
And when it's dry, that means your hydrogen bonds are being broken.
Mm-hmm.
So you're going to get a different curl pattern when your hair is wet compared to when your hair is dry because of the bonds that are in your hair.
Right. Okay, so let me break that down for you. I have my book here, Psychology. So basically, our hair is composed of different chemical structures, right? And we have what you call bonds in our hair. Types of bonds that we have in our hair. So it's hydrogen, salt, disulfide, and peptide. So the hydrogen bond is one of the bonds that is actually a side bond, right? And the side bonds is broken by water or heat. So when your hair is wet, because that bond is broken, it's going to appear curlier and nicer. But once it dries, it's no longer broken. It's actually no longer broken once it's dry. So when it's dry or cooling, that's when the bonds are not broken anymore. So the hair is not as curly looking or as nice looking. So I hope that you understood that, Psychology Eats. I know that was a lot of like chemistry or, just technicalities to it, but that's the reason why. So that goes for anybody's hair. The only way that you're going to keep your curl pattern looking nice after it's dry is by putting some product on it. Maybe like some type of gel or like a curl defining cream or something like that. For instance, what's some good curl puddings or curl creams that she can use on her curl pattern, ladies, that would be good for keeping the curl pattern looking nice?
I mean, it depends on the texture, but As I Am has some good creams.
As I Am has some good curl It's like Design Essentials. They got the curl reforming cream, like a foam, right? Or it's the cream?
And they got the foam and the gel.
Yes. So there are products out there that will define your curl pattern and allow your curl pattern to still look nice. It's just all about finding the right type of product for your specific type of hair, right? And sticking with it and not using different ones.
If you have any changes or anything.
What did you say again, Brianna?
Use it for like a good 3 weeks. Anything over 14 days, you can see progress.
Right. So one of my students, Brianna, said use the product for about 3 weeks so that you can see if it works for your hair or if there's any changes in your hair. Now, keeping it wet, that's going to be a challenge. You're not going to be able to keep the hair wet because once it dries, it dries. There's no way to do that. So the second part of the question was, how often should she go to the salon and get her ends trimmed and get her hair shampooed, since she maintains it mostly at home? How often should she get her ends trimmed?
Every season.
Every season you should get your ends trimmed, meaning winter, summer, spring, or fall. You should get it done 4 times a year. And what about a shampoo? How often should she get a shampoo? Mm-hmm. Go to the salon. She maintains it at home, but she wanted to know how often should she go to the salon.
6 weeks. Every month. 6 to 8
like once a month, 4 to 6 weeks.
Yeah. Not too much. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So that answer is really a preference. You know, because if you're maintaining it, shampooing it at home, I think that as long as you're cleansing your hair at least once every 2 weeks at home, you're fine. But you can really shampoo your hair on a daily basis. The reason why you can do that is because our scalp, it thrives when it's clean. And a lot of people think that, you know, you shouldn't shampoo your hair on a daily basis because you're making it dry or whatever. But if you're going to use, it depends on the type of shampoo you use. If you're going to use a sulfate-free shampoo and you're putting the conditioner back onto your hair or whatever, it should be fine. Because think about it like this. Our hair and scalp is made up of the same protein that our skin is made up of, and we bathe our skin every day. So it's really nothing wrong with shampooing your hair every day as long as you're not using a shampoo that's going to be stripping your hair too much of the natural oils. You want to use a mild, gentle shampoo.
But people don't know that
and
because they
conditioner.
don't put lotion on after they get out the shower.
Okay, so the next question comes from Jordan Alston. Let me put my eyes back on, y'all. Okay. Jordan Alston says, trying to get past stuck at a certain length stage. So this young lady, her hair is stuck at a certain length and she can't get past that stage. Who can tell Jordan what she needs to do to get her hair past that stuck at a certain length stage?
Try to do stuff to keep your hair in the anagen phase, which is the growth phase.
Mm-hmm.
And that means eat better, drink water, keep it moisturized, tend to your scalp and stuff like that.
Okay. If you all didn't hear her, because she's kind of far back in the classroom, but what she said was you got to kind of keep your hair in the anagen phase, which is the growth phase. So I'm going to go into a little bit more technical terms for you guys on this part of the answer too. So our hair, it has 3 phases of growth. We have the anagen, the catagen, and the telogen phase. The anagen phase is the first phase of hair growth. In that phase, the hair usually stays in that phase for how long, ladies? Dun 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 dun.
And the anagen phase is
Just the anagen phase. Don't worry about the catagen and telogen.
that 1 to 7 years?
So the anagen phase of hair growth can last from 1 year up to, some textbooks say 7 years and some books say 10 years. And the longer your hair stays in that phase of hair growth, the longer your hair can grow. The shorter that it stays in that phase, the shorter it's going to grow. So now the way that you're going to keep your hair in that phase is like my student Kai was saying, is with your diet, what you're putting inside of your body, what you're eating, taking your vitamins, eating lots of green leafy foods, drinking plenty of water, and then that's the those are the ways that you can keep it in that phase internally. But there's ways that you can keep it in that phase externally too, by the type of products that you use when you're keeping it moisturized with oils and getting your hydration treatments and things like that. Because one thing about hair is it thrives off of, like I said, cleanliness and moisture. As long as your hair is moisturized, your hair can grow. Um, we all know that if your hair is dry, it's going to break, especially in certain climates and certain weather. So like in the wintertime, your hair and your skin tend to be a little bit more drier than normal. So keeping it moisturized and eating a healthy diet, having a healthy diet rather, is very, very important to hair growth. Okay, Black Queen Black had a question, which basically I just answered that question. I see a lot of you have like the same type of questions, and that is about dry hair and split ends. So Queen Black says, she just made a statement, and it was dry hair, split ends. So basically, back to what I was saying. Dry hair. Oh, sorry. My students said they're supposed to be answering. Let me let them answer. Dry hair and split ends.
Dry hair, that means you need moisture. There could be water, or it could be oil.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe your sebaceous glands are low active, or whatever the right term is. But you're not getting enough oil in your hair. You may need a moisture treatment or some steaming. And then split ends. You just have to keep up with your trim and stuff like that.
And how often you should keep up their trims again? Seasonally. 4 times a year, get your trims. So basically what she was saying is that dry hair, you need moisture. Water. Water is your hair best friend, believe it or not. Water. If think about water like this. If water is good to hydrate your body, why wouldn't it be good to hydrate your hair? Spritz your hair with water from time to time, and along with some oils. Especially with locks. Exactly. Especially with locks. The other thing is naturally curly hair tends to be more dry because the sebaceous glands in our head, that's the glands that produce oil. The oil is not traveling freely down the hair shaft. So imagine this being your hair, your strand of hair right here, my finger, right? With curly hair, it's curled up tightly like this. This is the root where the oil is coming from, right? Now, if your hair is tightly coiled like this, the oil can't travel freely down the hair shaft. You see how if it's like really curled up and tight, balled up, how can it get the oil that it needs? It can't. So that's why you have to keep it oiled yourself. You're going to spritz your hair, like I said, with some water or even some leave-in conditioner. Leave-in conditioner, spritz your hair with, you can spritz your hair with leave-in conditioner on a daily basis. Apply oil. The best type of oil, in my opinion, would be jojoba oil. And the reason why jojoba oil is the best type of oil is because it has the same chemical structure as sebum, which is the natural oil that our hair produce. So moisture, moisture, moisture. And the things that's going to give your hair moisture, like I said, is oils, water, leave-in conditioner, just anything that's just going to keep it moisturized. Having the same regimen. So we were just talking a few minutes ago off camera, and the thing about our hair, natural hair, and I'm speaking specifically to the Black community, you have to have a regimen. That is one of the other keys to growing your hair, just having a regimen. You can't expect for your hair to grow if you are going to shampoo it today, oil it, put your leave-in conditioner in it, and then don't touch it again for another month or two. You have to have a regimen. Even if you're going to say to yourself, listen, I'm going to put my hair on a shampoo day regimen every 2 weeks on a Sunday night. You got to designate that time for your hair. You got to put that time that you want. You got to put that time that you need into your hair to get the results that you want. And I promise you, when you do that, you will see some great results to your hair. But you got to dedicate that time. Right. And if you can't go to a salon, and you got to find a hairstylist that is into healthy hair, dealing with hair. You know, a stylist that's into keeping the health of your hair as their main priority. Not just trying to style your hair and make it look good when you leave out the salon, but you need to find a hairstylist that is into maintaining the health of your natural tresses. Okay, so S. Pryor says that her hair grew longer and it was more moisturized when she had a relaxer. And now that she's natural, it doesn't grow as long and is not as moisturized, it's dry. So pretty much the same thing that I said about growing your hair and keeping it moisturized is going to apply to this question as well. So let's move along to the next question, because all of y'all is concerned about this dryness, and I'm telling y'all, if y'all just follow everything that I'm saying to you in this video about keeping your hair moisturized, I promise you, you will see a difference in your hair. But you got to start with that regimen.
And I think with the relaxed hair, it's easy to have a regimen too, because you got to keep getting your relaxed on.
And it's easier to manage.
Yeah.
So one of the students just said with relaxed hair, it's easy to have a regimen because you got to keep up with that relaxer. Also, it's easier to manage. So because our hair is harder to manage when it's naturally curly, we don't want to deal with it. We don't want to stick to a regimen. So that's where a good natural hairstylist is going to come in at. Okay, so the next question comes from Bridget Renee. Hey, Bridget, that's one of my members. Shout out to my member, Bridget. Hey, woo, 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 woo. Everybody say hi to Bridget.
Hi, Bridget.
Okay, so Bridget wants to know, how does she keep her hair moisturized without using water? She wants some product suggestions. What do you all have as far as product suggestions?
You can't do without water.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, even if you don't do like without spraying water, make sure your product is water based. Yeah. So, a good leave-in.
Mm-hmm. So the answer is you can't do without water. Even if you are going to do without water, make sure it's a product that's water-based. And the product suggestion that I personally have for you would be by Mazzani. It's called H2O. It's a really light cream, and it's highly moisturizing. And you can put maybe a dime size or a nickel size in the hands, rub it through your hair, and you'll be straight. They also have a cream. It's called the Mazzani Night Cream. In fact, you can reach out to me on my Instagram, which is Hair with Flair, and if you need some products, I can get you the products. And it's by Mazzani. It's called the Mazzani Rose Water. Well, it's Mazzani H2O, but the name of the product is actually Rose Water. And then the Mazzani also has a night cream. And this night cream is a cream that you would put on your hair every night. Like I said, like a dime size or a nickel size of the Mazzani night cream. You put that on your hands, rub it in your hands, rub it through your hair every night, and you'd be good to go. So yeah, that's the product suggestion that I have for you for extreme dryness. But you got to be consistent with it. And again, if you need some of those products, let me know. Hair with Flair on Instagram, and I can get it for you. Okay, so the next question is from Rock Just Living. And Rock Just Living said that her hair is extremely dry and shedding. What should she do? Again, Rock, You're going to refer to everything that I said previously in this video in terms of the dryness. But the shedding, ladies, students, what could she do about the shedding?
Protein treatment.
Protein treatment? Okay.
Protein and moisture balance. You gotta get that protein moisture back into your hair. You gotta balance yourself back out. And not just one. Yeah. Most of the time you gotta keep up with it because your hair has to like train and like that, right? Yes.
Right. So protein and a moisture balance. So basically, what I would do with that, Rock, is this. The best product for protein, in my professional opinion, is the Afro-G protein treatment. You would do it every 6 weeks. When you apply after you shampoo your hair, you're gonna apply the protein, sit under a cool or warm dryer for about 15 minutes with no plastic cap. Once you do that, you're gonna rinse it out with some cool water. Then you're gonna put the balancing moisturizer on your hair. While you have the balancing moisturizer on, you can either you can just sit with the balancing moisturizer for about 3 minutes by itself. But what I would do is put a plastic cap if you don't have a steamer at home, and sit under a plastic dryer for about 5 to 10 minutes. But if you have a steamer, sit under your steamer for about 5 to 10 minutes with no plastic cap. And what that steam is going to do is going to hydrate your hair. And you're going to do that every 6 weeks. You can't do it one time and expect to see a change in your hair. So for the extreme dryness, you need that hydration. And for that shedding, you need that protein. So you're going to do a combination of the two. You're going to do a protein treatment on your hair first, still so that you can stop the shedding. And then after you rinse out that protein, you put that balancing moisturizer on your hair. You're going to sit under some steam or a heated dryer. The Afro-G protein treatment is a 2-step process. It comes with the balancing moisturizer. So try that out and do that every 6 weeks until you see a difference in your hair. Don't do it just one time and expect to see results. So Alana James wants to know, what is the best protective style? Cornrows or box braids? What do you all have for her?
Both are great.
In the hair?
Say that one person at a time.
Sorry. Box braids with hair or just like flat?
She didn't specify.
Okay. I'm assuming she needs those like with extensions.
Okay. So Alana, you'll see this video hopefully, and you can comment below if we were speaking about box braids with hair added or box braids without hair added. So what do you say about box braids with hair added?
And then if they tuck the ends in.
So you're saying, okay, so you're saying with the hair added for plaits is what? Like what's the benefits of hair added with plaits or the?
I feel like if you just do a normal plaits, I mean that's okay for like a short period of time. But if you want like a pressure style for like a longer period of time,
add hair
to your plaits.
Right.
Because it's covering your ends. If they do it right.
So with box braids versus cornrows, do you feel like that's a better protective style than cornrows, or cornrows is a better protective style?
I think cornrows, because with box braids too, the tension, if they're too long, all it's doing is pulling your hair and it's breaking your hair off if they're too long. And again, who's doing it if they're too tight? Cornrows, they're much better because it's letting your hair breathe. And it's not putting as much tension on your hair. That's why we get breaks, because of the tension.
So the cornrows and I agree with this.
Yeah, you don't want to get box braids all the time because again, it can break your hair off.
Because of the heaviness of the braids.
Yeah.
So to answer your question, as my students said, and I agree with them both, the cornrows would be a better option for a protective style because there's less tension on your hair. You figure when you have box braids, it's like a lot of braids all over your whole head, and they're pulling, and there's more tension. But with cornrows, it's to your scalp, it's less tension, but you want to be careful with how much you're getting the cornrows pulled around your edges, the edges of your hair, because that can pull your hair out too, depending on who braids it and how tight they're braiding it. Okay, so All those things definitely need to be taken into consideration. But to answer your question, cornrows would be a better option for a protective style if you want to retain length. And also with cornrows, you can spritz it a little bit, with the water and get into your scalp a little better and all that kind of stuff. Unless it's the close corn braids, it'll be different. Cause y'all know about the close corn braids, right? The corn braids where you can't see the scalp, where it's just like, yeah. So now with those braids, of course you can't get to your scalp easily because the braids are close and you can't see your scalp. So cornrows would be a better protective style. However, box braids, it's a lot of noise in the background. I'm sorry, y'all. We're at school. See you later, Miss Davis. All right. So yeah, cornrows would be a better protective style because it's less tension on the hair. Also, I feel like with cornrows, your hair is more tucked in, like you said. Like it's in, as opposed to the box braids. The hair is hanging. And sometimes it's being manipulated more than with a cornrow. With a cornrow, your hair is not being manipulated at all because it's, like I said, it's close to the scalp, and there's no manipulation being done to it. You figure with box braids, it's hanging, and you're going to be pulling it every day, trying to do different things with it and stuff like that, trying to keep it in a bun or pulling it back, or sometimes you may wear it hanging down, or it just depends on what your preference is, how you want to wear your hair that day or whatever. Unless you have it cornrowed and you're going to keep it like bunned up and just like not manipulating or touching it at all while it's in that protective style. All right, so the next question comes from Hallelujah, I See Blessings. Girl, you're about to be blessed right now with this question. But anyway, the question was, what type of food ingredients can I use to get my hair to shine? Can anyone give me some suggestions on that? Food ingredients to get your hair to shine.
On your hair.
Food on your hair or food that you can eat. That's what I'm thinking.
I know you can eat like salmon, fish and stuff like that.
Different types of fish like salmon.
Yeah, the real one. I like tilapia.
Right, the real fish. The wild caught. Organic.
Avocado, that's good inside, on your hair.
Avocado is good to eat and to put on your hair for shine.
Especially avocado oil too. Kind of like almonds, I think.
Almonds.
Like nuts and stuff.
So those are the different types of foods that you can eat and put on your hair. So as far as the avocado, you can eat that and you can also put it on your hair. So the best way to do the avocado would be probably to get like a blender or something and kind of like blend it up, make a mask out of it, and use that on your hair. And you can also use an egg mixed with that, because the egg is a form of a protein. So that's going to help with strengthening your hair and shedding and stuff like that. Also, I would suggest grapeseed oil. Yeah, grapeseed oil. Most essential oils. And what's the other types of oils? You got essential oils and what's the other oils? For shine, yeah. Olive oil.
I forgot the name of that. I was so ready to get him out of here, like, please got my face.
Okay, so the last question is coming from Patricia Coleman. Patricia says, I haven't had a relaxer in 12 years, and I'm trying to keep it that way. Exclamation point, exclamation point, exclamation point. She's serious, y'all. The issue I'm having is my hair is hard for me to manage because it's thick and coarse. So the only way it looked decent and not wild is I have to put a lot of gel or jam on my hair. Do you have any products that might work for my type of hair? I just want to comb through it and not feel like it's a project. So, students, anybody have a answer for Miss Patricia Coleman?
Stay away from the gel. If you're trying to comb through it.
Stay away from the gel. They said stay away from the gel if you're trying to comb through it. What else you got for him, Shawnez?
She gonna need some high moisture products, but she has coarse
Thick hair.
Yeah, because I have it.
You gotta work with it. You gotta like when
High moisture products.
When you shampooing, go ahead and start your detangling there, and then when you condition it,
Continue your detangling.
And washing your hair in sections. If you're doing it on your own, section it off so you have.
Shampoo your hair in sections, Patricia. And this is coming from one of my students who has a lot of hair. Her hair is really thick and coarse as well, and that's a good suggestion right there, because I have clients that I have to shampoo their hair in sections as well. So what you would do, and let me just say this really quick, it's going to be a project.
Yep.
There's no way around
natural hair is not low.
Managing your type of hair, which is thick and coarse, and it not being a project, especially because it's natural without a relaxer. It's going to be a project. You just got to be up for the challenge.
And you got to train it.
And you have to train it, like Shawnez said. It's going to be time consuming. It's going to be a challenge. It's going to be all those things. You got to have patience. You got to have time. And like I said earlier in the video, create a regimen. Start a regimen. If it got to be every Sunday or every other Sunday night, just dedicate that time to your hair.
And it requires consistency.
Consistency is key. Right, consistency. So part your hair in 4, right? Part it down the middle from the front, from the forehead to the nape, and then part it from ear to ear. Take one section, shampoo that section. The next section, shampoo that section. The next section, shampoo that section. You're going to do that throughout your entire head of hair, and then after you rinse out your shampoo, you're going to do the same thing with your conditioner. Condition each part. Detangle it starting from the ends, working your way to the roots.
Another thing that helped me too, since my hair thick and I like to shrink with everything I put in it, twisting it or something. Like when I'm not on that section, like I twist it up so one, it doesn't shrink and like it gets filled up, and it just stays detangled because it's just separated.
Good suggestion. Another good suggestion. So my student said another thing that she does with her thick coarse hair is when she's not on that section, she twists it so that it won't shrink up. And I noticed that you did that with your hair, like, and you just wear it in a twist for a couple of days. That'll give it some stretch. That'll elongate your curls. Do some bantu knots. You can do a twist out. Like, these are all styles that is going to elongate your curl pattern and last a few days. And the bottom line to natural hair, the key to natural hair is keeping it moisturized. Moisture is your hair's best friend. Water is your hair's best friend. Leave-in conditioner is your hair's best friend. To name a few products that I like personally, I like Design Essentials. They have a natural hair care line, a natural line in their product line. Mizani, like I noticed I named before. Nairobi is a good product line to use. And I'm not sure about different products like Cantu and stuff like that because I never used those myself. But, you know, I know there's people out there that live by those type of products or whatever. I just never personally used those type of products. So, again, the products that I named, good products. Mizani, Nairobi, Design Essentials, they all have natural products in their line.
As I am.
And as I am.
The Egyptian line is really good.
As I am, the Egyptian line. Male Organics. Miel Organics. That's another good one. Okay? So, that's it for this video, guys. Anybody have anything to add for these lovely ladies that's concerned about their natural tresses?
Don't give up. Stay away from the creamy crack, okay?
Don't give up.
Stick with it.
Stay away from the creamy crack.
It's not a race, it's a marathon.
Yes!
You better say that.
But anyway, I want to thank you. Yes, preach. But anyway, I want to thank you all for watching. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, tap the notification bell next to it, comment, share, and thumbs up this video.
Yes, y'all.
Until next time, peace.
Subscribe to our teacher.
Yeah.